Hello, people with nothing better to do at 12 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Welcome to the 3/4 Guard MMA Podcast, the okayest MMA podcast on the internet.
Bet you won't find someone like that.
Yeah, what?
Someone who's good with being okay.
Oh, yeah, no, we're mad decent.
Mad decent.
This is Eric over here, a.k.a.
Yeah.
E-Moneybags,
That's what they call me.
a.k.a.
E-Bundles.
I'll think of something later.
A.K.A.
And I'm
E-Specs.
Shane. And you're probably familiar with us if you ever tuned in before.
A.K.A. the Porcelain Wonder. A.K.A.
Not bad.
Powder ain't got shit on me. A.K.A. so on and so forth.
Over there's Eric, a.k.a. 70 wants his porn stash back.
Damn.
A.k.a. Dad Glasses. A.k.a. Alright, I'm done with this.
We're right back.
Welcome!
How's it going, everybody?
Eric's kind of hoarse.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, my voice is a little bit
And by hoarse,
sore
I mean
today.
he had a horse down his throat
Thank you.
yesterday, so he's
That's
kind
great. I mean,
of tough to hear.
I got to fix my seat. Oh, the lumbar support's here. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go.
You might want to try one of those sprays. It kind of like opens up the
Well,
kind of numbs it up.
I was at the Bellator 208 event yesterday with Fedor against Chael Sonnen, Russia versus America.
The American
Stuff
gigs.
like that. Yeah, it was a really good time. It was the first time actually I'd ever been to a live MMA event, so that was awesome. I was like going nuts. I saw a couple of people. If you check out our stories, if you check out some of our posts, saw some old UFC and old MMA familiars. Josh Thompson, Frank Mir, Matt Serra was in the building. He showed me some love. I took a selfie with him. Had to. Saw Gilbert Melendez, Ariel Helwani. I actually remember when I saw Gilbert Melendez, he was like about to go into his booth, and he was like gonna give me a pound, and it was the most awkward fucking pound I'd ever given. You ever see like politicians give each other pounds on C-SPAN, and it's like high five or yeah, like that? I literally did that to Gilbert Melendez last night. Like, I don't know why. I think I was like still like, holy shit, that's Gilbert Melendez. He's like, hey, what's up, buddy? He like went out for the pound, and I literally like high five and then went low, and then afterwards I walked away. I was like looking at my hand like, what the fuck was that? Like, my hand had an answer for my stupidity and like my awkwardness. It was so weird. But yeah, other than that, though, nothing else really awkward happened, so that was good. But it was a great night of fights. Chet Congo fought last night against Timothy Stevens or Timothy something. He was another guy, another former heavyweight in the UFC. Chet Congo got like his 7th win in a row last night, so he's probably like a top contender for the belt, depending on who wins the tourney. Fedor Emelianenko, of course, won last night, beat Chael Sonnen to advance to the finals, and now it's going to be him and Ryan Bader on January 26th.
Yeah,
heavyweight Grand Prix final, and whoever wins that becomes the new heavyweight champion.
Yeah, Ryan Bader is the light heavyweight champion, so he'll be champ if he wins. He beat Matt Mitrione on Friday. Matt Mitrione says that Ryan Bader rode him like a pony. No, he rode him like a motherfucking pony.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's just excuses.
Good imagery.
There's always something. He's always saying some shit. I'm like, even though he's like always like, oh, I'm not trying to use this as an excuse, but he was on me like a pony for 15 minutes. Like, well, you're bigger than him. Why didn't you get him off of you?
Yeah, maybe he liked it. I don't know.
Why didn't you get him off?
I don't want to assume things.
Like, I think Roy Nelson also got like knocked out like Friday, and Roy Nelson was also
he got knocked
shit.
the fuck out by Kanatikov or something.
Roy Nelson was also like, oh, well, I got hit with a knee on the floor like twice or 3 times, so I totally shit him again, which is true, but like it's just there's always an excuse, man. There's always an excuse of Roy Nelson and Matt Mitrione. It's like,
but you saw the flop though, because he did get a point taken away, I think, when he did that.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
I think so.
Okay. So
but they stopped it. Like, he stopped the action after he got hit with the knee, and then the referee stopped in, and it was so funny because it was like, as soon as he let go of Roy Nelson like fell over and like rolled. Like, it was like it was like one of those things where it's like, it's like you could really tell a flop by when someone is thinking about the flop, because they're like, in the moment they're like, oh shit, this is an opportunity for me to do this.
Yeah.
So then they think about it and then they do it. So the reaction's like super late.
Yeah. No. I got you.
I was like,
but yeah, it was a good event last night. There was a lot of people around there. Like I said, it was my first MMA event. A lot of yelling, a lot of beer drinking, and I choked on an Altoid later on in the evening for about 5 minutes.
Who's Altoid? Ha ha ha!
So that was, yeah. So now my voice sounds like this. It sounds very terrible, so I hope you could bear with me. But actually, I think it sounds better right now than my regular voice. We were talking about this earlier. I think my regular voice is just really shitty. Like, if
you got like a smooth...
I wouldn't mind having a raspy voice. Raspy voice sounds cool. It's like a nice little different radio voice.
Sounded like you were even smoking cigarettes all night.
I don't mind that. But, yeah, great night of fights. Or something that happened, I feel like, yesterday. Oh, yeah, I was able to see. It was crazy because I remember when I was telling you earlier. Yeah, Ben Henderson was on there last night. I was able to catch him, like a quick video of him in the back, like kind of getting ready before he came out. They moved like our seats, like I was telling you, we were on like the 3rd tier, and they moved our seats like 1 tier lower, and they moved us across the where we were primarily. So we were still by the entranceway, but I was actually able to see like Frank Mir and Josh Thompson, and like the ramp where the fighters came out through. It was like right to the left of us. So when Chael and Fedor were coming out, I went down there to see Fedor, obviously. It was like a big fucking thing. It was just a weird thing because like when I got down there and I started filming him, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking Fedor Emelianenko. He's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Glass Emperor.
All of a sudden, like, Russian flags, people with their cell phones were all out and like around me. We were all literally just filming this guy in the hallway while he was getting ready to like come out and stuff. It was crazy because, like I said, it was like an electricity in the air. It was nuts. I'd never felt anything like that before in my life.
How do you feel about the walk, like the intros? Because they do it kind of pro wrestling style.
Yeah, a little bit.
The screen, and they got the one, the walkway.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's clearly a bit of spectacle. Obviously, I'm a wrestling guy, so wrestling, anything that has something to do with that, like shit talking in the octagon or anything like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Pride did it as well. I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks pretty cool, and like some people. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, it's just some people. I don't know. Some people think it's like too WWE or too this and that, and I'm just like, well, it's not like they're like coming out and they like. Let's like Fedor has like a friggin', I don't know, like a whole outfit on or like something like that, or he's like doing the middle fingers up like Stone Cold, like it's just an entrance ramp.
It just adds to pretty badass.
Adds to the spectacle kind of thing.
How awesome would it be if, let's say like Chael Sonnen did like one yesterday, and then he jumps on the octagon and cracks open a Budweiser. And just pouring it on his face and throws it in the crowd. And
people will probably get mad. Because in WWE, I'd probably be the only person like, yes, this is what I want to see. Yes.
That'd be pretty badass.
Why not? It'd be so cool.
But it was a little funny because it was, like, let's say for Chael's intro, before he comes out, it's like dead silent. And then they have the screen with him. And he's just kind of like shadow boxing and the thing.
Right.
And then he's like talking.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm the American gangster. Like before
they
the
have
music
like an actual Titantron video. Yeah, they're funny. It's almost like this. It's like the same thing, like the signatures they have when they're like opening like Monday Night Raw or something like that. No, it's funny. But it was cool though. It was good. It was different. Saw a lot of people there. I liked it. I was like fucking excited as shit. I was at like Nassau Coliseum and Uniondale and stuff like that. We got there like maybe like around 6:30 or 7. The fights were all really great. Like a lot of fights like ended in TKO. Even the fights that went to decision were all really great fights. Like I didn't even notice that the main card was coming up, and like from like 6:30, 7 o'clock to about 9:30, we had already seen like 7, 8 fights. They were just like throwing them out there consecutively, going down the line, and it was really cool. Like the audience, like nobody ever like. Not to say there was never like a big break in between where it was like, oh, they're not doing, except for like right before the main event, because I think like at 8:30 the last fight, the last prelim fight ended, so there was like a good half hour in between that nobody was like doing shit, but they literally kept giving you like fight after fight after fight during the prelims, so that was really good. It kept the crowd going. It kept the crowd like liking everything. It was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to go to my first UFC event, but yeah,
I've always thought of it though as awesome. Like
I got to see The Last Emperor live, dude. That's like pretty fucking crazy. I didn't think about it until I was there, like fucking putting him on the story, and like I was like, holy shit, this is Fedor Emelianenko. This is possibly the greatest heavyweight, like the best heavyweight in Pride, like the legend of the sport. And I'm like, he's like literally 10 feet away from me, 20 feet away from me, and I'm fucking filming him. It wasn't until then where like it just all sunk in, and it was crazy because it was kind of like how Joe Rogan talks about it when like Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey used to have a fight. It was weird because he felt like he was like in something historic, and like it was like something historic was going on at that moment. That's what I felt like yesterday, honestly. I was like, holy shit, it got to the point where
Get the tingles?
Yeah, man.
The goosebumps?
It was great. It was friggin' awesome. I'd never felt like that energy or that feeling before. It was so fucking cool, and I'm like, I want this to happen again. I want to see it.
I want him in me.
Huh?
What?
Damn.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, the live event seems really cool, but for a sport like MMA, it just it seems like it depends on where you're sitting, right? But sometimes it seems like it's just better at home. It's like one of those things where it's like it's hard to see. You literally have this small area that they're fighting in, and you have a big cage around them, and so you're obstructed by the cage by. You're just looking at just two guys.
It was funny because we were like in the second tier, maybe all the way up, all the way probably in the back. We had like a bird's eye view of like everything, like the ramp. The ramp was literally like right in front of us. The cage was over here. Like I said, the announcers, we saw them over there. Like it was awesome. Oh, we also saw Ariel Helwani yesterday. Ariel Helwani was
shout out to Ariel Helwani
doing his thing.
Yeah, because I remember
and like
when I was really young, going to I'd gone to MSG. My dad took me to like MSG card. I mean for like wrestling, like WWF back in the day, and we were like all the way up in the nosebleeds, and it was just, it's like, you gotta kind of like squint and see like what's going on down there, and
it was funny too because
pretty,
it wasn't
tough.
It wasn't that far away, and I was still able to see them. Like luckily, I wasn't in the nosebleeds. I was like maybe a level below that. Like I said, I was able to see everything, and I was fine. But I did find myself at times looking at the Titantron and just staring at it, and just kind of like, oh, and I'm like, why am I not looking down where all the fighting is occurring right there? It's just something like you kind of forget. But like I said, you're right because of the cage. Like if you're down by the floor,
like, boxing probably isn't that bad because they just have the ropes.
It does obstruct your view, especially because it's different with MMA because it's grappling. Like people will grapple or something like that. Imagine you're like on this side of the cage, and then they're grappling on the far side of the cage that you're not at, and you don't know what they're doing. All of a sudden, you see people moving around. Someone taps out. You're like, "Whoa, what just happened?" Like, you subbed them out. Like, how did he even do that? And like, you can't even tell because the cage just is obstructing your view. I was able to see everything. I was even when they were like on the other side of the cage, I was still able to see like who was getting wrist control, who was like moving up in guard, who was like doing all that stuff. So I think like getting a little higher is definitely like the better view, like a bird's eye view, so to speak.
Instead of fence, what if they did just like plexiglass or something, just around the whole ring?
But then I mean,
I
don't know about that because then I mean you could just throw somebody against the plexiglass.
Yeah, but so they throw them against a fence.
Do they? Actually,
nobody throws somebody against a fence.
What do they throw?
So I don't think it really matter.
That's true.
It's kind of the same thing. If you could see through it at least. Like, that shit would get dirty as fuck. Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be dirty. That would probably like really heavy. I don't know how that would work.
You'd have to clean it between every fight.
Yeah, you probably couldn't hear anything.
Do they clean the fence between fights? I don't think so.
No, not in between fights. No. Sometimes they'll clean the floor if there's blood there, but like that's about it. Like usually it's not.
It's not enough time in between fights.
Yeah, but
because I feel like that would be a breeding ground for, staph infection or something. But I'm sure they'll work on it. They'll figure it out.
Like I said, I also had a heavy night of drinking as I do because why not?
Because you're an alcoholic. That's okay.
Yeah, damn.
It happens.
But let me see what some fights were actually announced this week. We got Jones.
Oh yeah, so that was a big one. We got Jones and
Gustafsson 2. It's finally happening.
And that fight everybody wants to see?
Yes.
And DC
give it all to
like he, got two dicks.
That's
what you were doing.
That's what I was doing.
Is this like Jones and DC? I mean, or Gustafsson?
Because they're tall. So I was like, I got to reach up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. But yeah, man, I'm excited for that one.
All right.
It's gonna be great.
And DC was saying that now he's not sure if Lesnar's gonna be his last fight. He's saying that he would prefer to fight John Jones.
I get a really weird feeling that
it's gonna be Jones DC.
Lesnar and DC isn't gonna happen.
I don't even know if Lesnar can pass the drug test. Who knows?
I mean, he's trying to be like clean now, but he's gotten small. Like he does look a little smaller though. He doesn't look as fucking brolic and big as he was when he first got into the WWE like 2014. But Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's also getting older.
Yeah. Funny enough, last night Ryan Bader was like talking about like if he wins the heavyweight Grand Prix, if he beats Fedor on January 26th, that he wants to like call out DC. They had some beef right before. Ryan Bader went over to Bellator, and I think it was just like he obviously wasn't in the rankings, and it wasn't like he wasn't in the rankings, and he wasn't really making any noise. And I think right then and there is when his contract expired, so he bounced. So that kind of just like stayed still in the water. That'd be interesting to see though. Double champ versus champ. I mean,
it would never happen because UFC is never going to do anything with Bellator.
I was gonna say unless DC like retires from UFC and then Bellator is like, we'll give you $5 million if you fight Ryan Bader. But what are the chances of that happening?
Let's take that.
But yeah, man, Jones and Gustafsson too for the light heavyweight title. It's gonna be one of those deals where like as soon as the cage door shuts and they start fighting, that's when DC's title gets not stripped, but essentially they start fighting for the vacant belt.
Which is weird. I mean, because it's like, if let's say DC has a heavyweight fight, there's a heavyweight fight coming up in a month from now. If he fights him, and then he says, "All right, I'm gonna fight the winner of Gustafsson Jones," then what do they? They don't need to strip him. Because if they already say, like, all right, my fight's coming up. But honestly, I think he's waiting to, I think they're going to wait and see who wins the fight. Because the Gustafsson wins, that's throwing a wrench in the works,
Who the fuck knows, man?
That throws a big wrench in the works right there.
With this shit, the UFC is just, like, they could, like, invent their own fucking rules if they wanted to. So at this point, I'm just literally playing it by ear. Like, I'm not really expecting anything. Just because, like, I don't know, like UFC is liable to strip the title away from whoever wins Jones and Gustafsson anyway, just because like at this point we're running a fucking circus. So I don't know, I don't have high hopes for anything being too organized up until then. So honestly, I'm thinking Jones Gustafsson. Looking forward to that, and we'll see how DC does when he goes against Lewis at the end of this month. Which is funny because like
he's gonna win.
Yeah. I mean,
I love you, Black Beast, but your cardio's not really ready for
bro.
Especially not for a 5-round fight.
For a goddamn Olympian like DC, Black Fedor, if you will.
He's gonna put on the pressure. It's just not gonna.
Miocic was trying to get that fight though. I remember like a month and a half ago. Yeah. Miocic was like, "Hey man, me and him, 230. Like let's fucking do it."
It was funny because like DC, Stipe has been going back and forth with DC on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and he was saying that. DC was saying that if it doesn't work out with Lesnar, then you got the shot, But I don't think he ever, at least not after John Jones got his suspension shortened. I don't think he planned on fighting Lesnar anyway. So Stipe's kind of SOL, to be honest. I mean, I think Stipe is probably gonna fight for a vacant belt after DC retires. I think that's how it's kind of
maybe. Yeah, I think
DC wins, beats
that's
Lewis.
Probably the best.
But
best case scenario at that point.
Wait, but I think he's wait. So if John Jones wins, then DC fights John Jones. I think if Gustafsson wins, then DC might fight Lesnar.
Maybe.
If Lesnar somehow can't fight, I think he fights Stipe.
Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the reason.
But if Gustafsson wins, then I guess he's just the champ, light heavyweight now.
It was funny because DC himself said it. They asked him about the whole Miocic thing because, like I said, Miocic offered himself for 230. DC straight up said, he's like, my left hand was broken. He's like, I wasn't planning on fighting, but then I think Derek Lewis's hand is also fucked up, so they both have the same handicap technically. And he was like, and for the amount of money they were offering me, it would be done for me to say no. And honestly, it's true. Not to shit on Derek Lewis, Black Beast, you the man. Love that Instagram page, but I mean, he has his punching power, and then what else? I mean, DC can literally out wrestle him, and then I can literally see DC out wrestling him and getting him in an armbar or a chokehold or something like that, and within the third round or something like that. DC will play it smart because I think he doesn't want to injure himself any more than he is, so he'll definitely play the smart game and try to tire him out and then get him in some sort of submission by the third or fourth round. But he said it himself. He's like, I'll take a fight with Derek Lewis on 4 weeks' notice because we both have the same handicap, and he's just like, Stipe is a harder fight than Derek Lewis. Stipe, for Stipe, he was straight up like, I want a full camp for that. I need to prepare myself. This guy's a former fucking champ. Derek Lewis, a little
Stipe
bit,
is definitely more
it's different
of a
when it's
threat.
like a knockout
Sure.
artist, I guess. It's just, fighting styles also. Just Derek Lewis and his fighting style. Like, he's a knockout artist, sure, but, I'm sure him training for that would have been a lot different than him training for, like, Stipe in 4 weeks.
Stipe
it's smart, too.
is a tough fight.
It's smart, yeah. Stipe is definitely a very tough fight for DC a second time. Not to say the first time was a fluke, but Stipe, I feel like, is the kind of guy who will clean up whatever he fucked up in the first time and then come back a lot better. I mean, he did it with Dos Santos. He did it with who else did he do that with? I think just Dos Santos, right?
Yeah, he didn't have a rematch.
Yeah, he didn't have a rematch with Struve, yeah, but he did it with Dos Santos, and like after that, he was just looking like he was fucking amazing, like he was on fire. He definitely deserves. He's the best heavyweight champion of all time. Defended his belt like 3 times.
I mean, people want to say technically he wants to be the greatest heavyweight. Period.
Technically and all that, yeah.
He's had the best title reign.
I don't know why the UFC doesn't. I don't get it.
They don't push him.
I don't understand.
They don't push a lot of their fighters.
But it's so weird because DC is.
They invest heavily in a few select people.
Here's the thing, though. Like, it's almost like they don't know what they're doing. Like, they don't know how to market what these people have. Like, Stipe is a firefighter.
He's a firefighter
from Ohio.
He's the baddest man on the planet.
He's a blue-collar guy. He's like everybody in Ohio. He was the first champion Ohio's had in such a long time. Like the same year that I think Cleveland, the Cavaliers won the championship. He won the championship that year. Also, he was the first champ they've had in a long time. The last time they did something like this, where like they just didn't know how to market a person's just what they do is, I feel like, remember like Amanda Nunes, when Amanda Nunes fought Ronda Rousey? And it was a whole big, like, Ronda Rousey's return. Ronda Rousey's coming back. Like, they're so dumb because they could have literally, like, shown off Amanda Nunes is the first Brazilian UFC champion. Amanda Nunes is,
she wasn't the first Brazilian
UFC,
women's,
woman Brazilian UFC
the first openly gay UFC
the first
champion.
Openly gay, where, like, you get a bigger fan base literally just by talking about those things and literally just by shining a light on that. It's not like you're, like, exploiting it, but you're literally just, like, that's the person's life. That's who they are. You exploit these things. You let the fans and the crowd know them better. They'll go with them. I bet there's plenty of people who didn't know Stipe was a freaking firefighter.
Yeah, that he's kind of a funny guy.
Even
he's a likable, relatable guy.
He's like I hear him like stammer and all that other stuff when he's talking. But regardless of that,
he's not
see him
bad at talking though.
He's not.
He's not like a guy. I guess like he's not like a Conor McGregor. But there's only a few of those guys. He's not like a guy that's gonna give like a fucking presentation kind of. But
right, exactly.
He can talk, and But the thing is, like, he's not like cringy. Like he can just talk and he'll give you a few like funny things and something to work with.
Cringe.
No, he's not. He's not like a Tony Ferguson type, but I think that's what people's problem is with Tony. He's kind of cringy, so it's weird. It's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this guy? What does he say?
He has a particular swagger that he himself thinks is cool, and that's what he puts out there. I mean, it's confidence.
But it's confidence, yeah.
Yeah, man.
So more power to him.
That's what gets him the W's and shit. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with Stipe. Hopefully he gets his title shot. Hopefully, I feel like they're gonna make him main event at one card, or at least fight one more time. Before.
He doesn't want to fight anybody.
I mean,
also, who the hell is there to fight?
He absolutely should not.
There's no one else for him to fight, except who is it? Curtis Blades is fighting Ngannou. Maybe Curtis Blades puts away Ngannou, and he's coming up. He just beat over him.
There you go. I mean, that's technically a rematch because they fought before, Ngannou and Curtis Blades, right?
Did they?
They fought before, and Ngannou I think got him in like a choke. I think Curtis Blades. Yeah. They fought already. This is the second time they're gonna fight in the UFC.
I didn't remember.
Yeah. I think it was like maybe it was like Ngannou's first or second fight in the UFC, and I'm pretty sure that was. Remember, he got like a standing a standing darce. I'm pretty sure it was a standing darce on Curtis Blades, and he tapped him out, or he just hit him really hard, and I forget what it was, but I remember it was kind of a quick fight, and Curtis Blades was like, "No, I didn't fight to my caliber," and that was before he was making noise with his elbows, and raining down on motherfuckers. But
Ngannou. Now it's it's kind of tough for him. He's not getting that push that he was getting before. Obviously, he lost, but it's kind of like they lost faith in that. Is it? They just go so hard, all in. Yeah. He got TKO'd.
Yeah, there you go.
Doctor stoppage.
There you go.
I was gonna say he got choked. Like, that's very tough. But yeah, it was a doctor stoppage at the end of the second round. Yeah, Ngannou's not much of a submission specialist, but that was also.
Lizette G says Stipe is the man. Glad you guys are back. Thanks, Lizette.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your support.
But
he just what do you call it? That was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while back. I mean, it's different with the heavyweight division too because it's such like everybody's like you can get knocked out at any moment. So every heavyweight fight can be different. Like the most you can do is obviously like hone in your skills and like get better and get more crisp, kind of like Stipe did with just Dos Santos, that kind of thing. But I mean, easily Dos Santos could have turned around, countered Stipe like with just like a hook or an uppercut to the jaw, and that could have easily knocked out Stipe because of the amount of power these big heavyweights have. So I feel like maybe like a part 2, especially in terms of like a KO finish or a TKO finish, we could definitely see like something different happen now, like especially since Curtis Blades is just a little bit more seasoned and Ngannou's not so high up here anymore. I'm sure he's been he's been brought down to earth.
Confidence
absolutely
hit, as you saw in the Lewis fight.
And
that was like the lowest number of significant strikes in a UFC fight ever. I think
I know, it was really bad. I mean,
it was weird. They were just both really gun shy. I think really Ngannou kind of worried about Lewis's power. I think Lewis, you've seen in his last couple of fights, he's slowed down. I think part of it has to do with his cardio. I think he's like really concerned about it. If that goes 3 rounds and like where that leaves him, and he doesn't want to gas himself out. So he's like being very careful about how many punches he's throwing and
do some shadow boxing in a pool, go on a bike ride, go jog a little bit, go swim. Get that cardio up, son.
Yeah, man, maybe your balls won't be so hot
there you
if
go.
you get on the treadmill every once in a while.
Derek Lewis is funny, though. I love Derek Lewis. His Instagram page
he's a treasure.
Yeah. I can't never not talk about, like, whenever I mention him to anybody or somebody, like, talks about him now because he's a little well-known, my balls was hot. Everybody, I'm always like, dude, check out his Instagram page. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
some people are like, what the fuck is up with this guy and the shit he puts there? I'm like, dude, I don't know where he finds it, but it's some
he's getting some recognition now. His Instagram, followers like doubled after the fight.
After his balls got hot. No, that's just what happens.
And yeah, I think, and that's also a big reason I think for this fight too. Is now things are kind of aligning.
Definitely. But yeah, I think.
But it's weird though, isn't it kind of dangerous though if DC fights with a broken hand? What happens if he hurts it even more and then
that's
it's gonna have a long layoff to put that rehabilitate that thing?
They need a main event. They need a main event for MSG.
But I guess he's also I'm not sure exactly. I know
especially now that Poirier
broken hand doesn't
injured.
take like forever to heal. A broken hand, and I've broken like a knuckle before.
That was another thing.
And that took me like a month to heal. But if he takes this fight, then most likely, he was, since Gustafsson and Jones are fighting at the end of December, it's going to be a couple months after that. He wanted to fight in March anyway.
Yeah.
Against Lesnar. So I guess his next fight. So he's got a good amount. He's got 4 months.
He's got 2 months to heal, 2 months to train, essentially. That's what he looks like is what he's given himself. But I mean, that's also why he took this fight with Lewis, because Lewis's hand is also fucked up. Lewis, like, this is strictly like, we got to give you guys all this money.
Which kind of sucks, though, because now we're getting gypped a little bit. We're getting this title fight where these guys are kind of damaged goods.
Because the fucking idiots don't know how to make, like, they don't know how to, like,
work scrambling so hard.
They don't know how to, like, they're scrambling so hard, and they don't know, I don't know if they. Like,
that's why I was thinking, I thought that maybe.
I don't know what it is, but.
Maybe they knew that Poirier was injured.
Absolutely.
So that's why they were trying so hard, and they just didn't say anything until after they got the fight ready.
They announced it this week, but yeah, I'm almost 100% sure they knew about Poirier being injured. Like,
because they had like the Eubanks, Shevchenko, and then they were like,
they literally
can we find something else? And then
probably Poirier got injured right after that, right after they made like the Eubanks.
So they were like, now they're like, this fight's not going. Now we need something better.
We need something better, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, at that point, DC, Derek Lewis won, and they obviously offered them all that fucking money. So, and now that Nate Diaz and Poirier is off the card, that's whatever. I'm sure they were gonna give.
I'm
Nate
mad
Diaz
though, man. I was looking forward to that fight. I didn't care if that was.
Yeah, man.
I would have taken that as a main event. Even that would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that would have been the perfect time to get that title. That
165, the super fighter.
Funny because it's funny because like I don't exactly agree with so many belts, but at the same time the MMA needs it right now. You can't have
and if they're
there's just a big gap between
trying to get these interim belts and all that shit.
Yeah, like might as well just do 165. Yeah, then you'll just literally be like, oh, such and such. If they did that, they probably have more opportunities and more fighters that are more like, hell yeah, I'll take a fight in 3 weeks' notice. I'll cut down to 165 instead of 155, and we'll do a 165 fight. That's literally all they're gonna do.
Weights
and like at that point, because let's say the lightweight division and the welterweight division right now is like pretty stacked, and even some people in the featherweight division could hop up and fight around there. Like the 165 division could literally be people who can cut down, like even more from 170.
And I think they're probably gonna have to get rid of 125. I think Dominic Cruz was saying that he thinks that's what they're kind of with the Cejudo versus TJ thing. That they're probably look like they're gonna dismantle that 125-pound division.
Interesting. But TJ wants to fight for the 125 belt. He doesn't want to like defend.
No, I think Cejudo's going up.
Oh, Cejudo's gonna go up.
Yeah, I think so. So I think it makes sense because it's like a lot of those 125ers. I'm sure can fight at 135. I think even Sergio Pettis said he's going back up to 135.
Yeah, I think that makes sense too.
So yeah, let's say you get rid of 125, then you get some more, some more people in 135. Which is already a division that's going pretty well. You still got a lot of good fighters in there. And then, you add a 165, you add a 195, you push 170 to 175. You got more champions, you got more potential for super fights. And you got people fighting at closer to their natural weight.
And honestly, at this point, I feel like Demetrius Johnson was just like, I don't think we're going to get another flyweight champion like that ever again. Like, maybe we could, but like, the competition he had wasn't even all that. I mean, if you're literally going to close out the division because there's never going to be another, like, Mighty Mouse, I can make my peace with that.
And I guess it's kind of the time for that. Like, his title reign ends. It's like, what do you...
It's so crazy because in one championship, they have, like, men at strawweight. Like, fucking homies at, like, 5'3" and 5'4", fighting at 115 and shit like that. Fucking nuts. Like, I don't know how the hell they do that. They're fighting at, like, really, really low weight classes. It's crazy how they do that shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain parts of the world where it's just people are naturally smaller.
Yeah, right.
But they have to go and find those people and get those people. Are they UFC caliber?
I'm, like, 5'10", and when I go to Ecuador, I'm, like, one of the tallest people in the country. It's ridiculous. I don't get it.
Do you tower over everyone when you're walking around?
Not tower, but, like, if somebody needs something from the top shelf. Like, I get it. Like, that kind of thing. It's so weird.
You just walk down the street just bumping into people. Like, what?
Well, I try not to, but people look at me like I'm a weirdo, and I'm just like, I'm average height. I'm average height. Not that tall. Bunch of 5'5s. But yeah, man, 230 right now with Lewis and DC. We'll see how that goes. Poirier and Nate Diaz is off because Poirier got injured.
And then is Gustafsson... it's 232. What's 231?
232.
What's 231?
231.
Yeah, I don't know. We're talking about all these events. We forget now. Like, where's 231?
What is 231 actually? Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's got to be like late November, early December. Oh, Max Holloway, Brian Ortega.
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
idiots. God, sorry about that, guys. Stupid.
Foolish.
Morons.
That's in Toronto. Yeah.
Fucking.
That's gonna be
greatest
sick.
featherweight championship fight.
But I'm concerned. I'm curious about what's going on, Max. I'm worried about him. I don't know how he's gonna do. If he's got any things going on.
He's getting older, man. He's getting older, and he can't cut as much as he used to. That just happens when you get like to your.
That's why I think he's such a big.
But it's
he's
crazy.
A giant featherweight.
He's younger. Yeah, but he's younger
so
than
even
Brian
cutting
Ortega.
To 155 was tough for him.
Brian Ortega's like 26, 27, and I think Max
They're
Holloway's
both
like
around the same
25.
age.
Max Holloway's like a year younger, I think, than Brian Ortega. Funny enough, but he cuts a lot of weight because when he's walking around, like 180, and you just see him, his face just looks like big, like he balloons up.
Yeah, he looks so much different between fight night and
like a motherfucker. Yeah, absolutely.
Out of camp.
Yeah,
so he definitely cuts a lot of weight. I think it's like he probably cuts really smart. He has to cut really smart.
Absolutely,
because he's going down from that weight.
Right.
So I think he cuts throughout the camp. But on a short notice fight like that, I think he just didn't have enough time to do it properly.
Right.
And his body was like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?"
I'm sure. Yeah. Apparently, Khabib had seizures.
Yeah, I heard that like 2 days before the
fucking
fight.
Weight classes, during his like weight cuts, I was like, "What the fuck?" He had like seizures 2 days before the fight and shit.
Which I guess I don't know. Like it makes it more impressive. I guess.
It's becoming more like evident that like weight cutting like that is a problem. One, and now it's honestly it's kind of like cheating now. You're cutting all that weight to go down, and then like on fight night, you're like 30 pounds heavier than the weight class you're fighting in, and it's just strictly for like strength advantage over your opponents.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, the fucking it really help out to
I didn't like the idea of like 165 and 175 and like weight classes every 10 like pounds.
Yeah,
but the more and more this shit happens, and the more and more these like fights fall through like that, the more and more I'm thinking, and the more these interim titles are being just thrown out there for anybody, the more I'm like, yeah, maybe if we had an extra weight class in between, wouldn't be that many interim belts, and it wouldn't be like that much bullshit. But
I think it would be helpful. But yeah, so we got it at
the UFC makes the decisions they make.
At 231, we got looks like that's the biggest fight. There's not a lot of big fights outside of that. But the co-main looks like it might be Claudia versus Nina Ansaroff. That's Amanda Nunes is.
That's a big step up. That's a big step up in competition. Yeah. She's been doing good lately. Like, she came into UFC and she wasn't all that. Rise. Yeah, she had a slow rise. She wasn't doing all that great. Like, she wasn't like standing out, but I think she won like her last 3 fights, maybe. She's been getting a lot better. Definitely like whatever her name.
Oh wait, no, didn't Joanna versus Valentina get rebooked for 231?
You're right. That's the co-main event as well. Yeah, it's a co-main event for the 125-pound. What's wrong with us today?
Because that got canceled. Well, because it was going to be MSG,
and then they canceled it. And then
Cesar Eubanks got put in, and then now they got pushed to Toronto, and then they took Cesar Eubanks off. I think Eubanks is gonna fight.
That's a good double main event, though.
Oh, she's fighting against what's her name? Roxanne.
Yeah, that's at 230.
230.
Yeah, I mean that was originally the tough flyweight final.
So actually, now I'm a little more excited.
Nico Montana wasn't even technically supposed to be, I think, fighting. It was like Eubanks that was supposed to fight Roxanne, or was it Eubanks that was supposed to fight Montana? At the flyweight.
I have no idea. Yeah,
for the original Ultimate Fighter. Sure. That's what I'm like trying to remember. But like I remember Eubanks was supposed to fight for the thing. It's not like really. It's no offense to her. Like and like it just sucks like to say it, but I mean when you have a win-loss record the way that she does, and it's like 3-2, and you've never fought in the UFC, and your first fight is going to be headlining an MSG card.
Really great opportunity.
No, absolutely, yeah, but it's just like no one's gonna buy that. Like no one's gonna buy those tickets. Yeah. Like sorry, like it's not even that
3-2.
No one's saying that you suck. At least I'm not saying that you suck, and I'm not saying that like you're overrated or anything like that. But it's just you just haven't been around. You haven't been in the UFC. You've only had.
She doesn't have the resume that she does not have the Valentina or Joanna have.
Like Joanna essentially not made her career in like New York, but like she fought twice. She fought in Barclays. And she fought in it's a very high profile UFC event. People know her here also. Yeah, people know her name.
Not that they're fighting. Yeah, but they're not fighting on that. They're fighting in Toronto anyway.
No. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like regardless of that, when they would have had her fight here,
they should have had Joanna fight. I don't know why. Joanna was complaining. She was like,
she wanted. Well, no, Joanna said no because it was like 3 weeks notice or 4 weeks notice for the fight, and she was like she wanted a full like camp or something like that. Joanna wanted like a full camp. I think that's what it was. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's moving up in weight and like. She's fighting somebody she fought before, somebody who beat her. So, you know, I would definitely, like, try to fucking train my ass off, try to fucking train harder, too. Especially if it's for a title. I mean, she'll be the first, like, you know, person to win 2 different belts in 2 different weight classes. Holly Holmes can do it. And if Joanne beats Valentina, she will have been the strawweight champion and now the flyweight champion. Yeah, man. If anybody could do it, it's definitely Joanna with that fucking striking. If she's still the Joanna of old.
I think Valentina's a little bigger than her.
She absolutely is. I mean, she used to fight at bantamweight.
But also they have a history in kickboxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool too. You got a little background there.
We should see what happens with that. But yeah, man. Next event coming up is UFC 230, and I really want to see it, though. We should try to see it. We should try to go to MSG. Just check it out.
I don't know, man. That's going to be so expensive.
It won't. Why?
230?
Why?
Because you got DC Derrick Lewis.
That's like the only fight there, though. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna sell as many tickets as they want to, and they're probably gonna like. I want to check out. Like, have you ever like checked out like StubHub or like what is it, SeatGeek?
Yeah.
Like 24 hours, or like actually, 12 hours before the event.
They're already selling tickets, I think.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying like 12 hours before the event, or like a couple of hours before the event.
They sometimes, if you're looking to sponsor anybody,
there you go. They sometimes cut the prices in half. So like an $80, $100 seat, like maybe 3 hours before showtime, they'll cut it down to like $50 or $40. They've done it before.
I've seen, yeah.
I wouldn't mind checking that out just to see what happens. I'll be in the nosebleeds. Why the fuck not? Check it out.
Let's see, UFC 230. The cheapest seat right now is $200.
Damn.
That's the cheapest.
Damn. My seat for Bellator yesterday.
Never mind.
My seat yesterday for Bellator was like 100, 106. And we were like almost in the last level. They moved us down because there were like extra seats, and they were trying to fill up the first tier and second tier for like, you know, TV purposes. Obviously, make it seem like there's more people there. So that's why they blocked off.
Yeah, the only thing under 200 is like out in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, they're gonna put shit down though. Or like I said, they might do the same thing where they did with MSG, where they did with Nassau Coliseum. Because like I said, there was like a couple of people in the nosebleeds with us. Not even a lot, maybe like 10, 15, and they literally moved us all down a section because they were like, we need you guys to fill up these sections over here. It's all TV shit. You know, on TV, they want to make it seem like there's a bunch of people there and like there's no like empty spots or anything like that. But sometimes like they'll position the crowd the right way, and it just literally shows everyone there. Sometimes, let's say the camera won't pan to a particular side of the arena. You won't know why. Usually it's because a whole section is like empty and there's no one there. Because they just didn't sell enough tickets, or they didn't sell out. But to make it seem like everybody's packing it, you know, they show it a different way, and they get everybody coming down a little bit closer. They may do the same thing for 230 because, like I said, I don't think they're gonna sell out. I don't think they're gonna sell out.
Maybe we could do a fight companion kind of deal.
Like we can go there and do a live story.
No, yeah. Saying like here or something.
We can do that.
Saying going there. I don't know about going there. Maybe we can like. Play it by ear, and then we'll be like hours before.
We would definitely have to play it by ear. Yeah, we would absolutely have to play it by ear. But
or if anybody wants to, sponsor us with some tickets, I'm not gonna say no to that, of course.
Yeah, we got.
Check this and yeah, what else is going on?
Khabib, the whole.
Oh yeah, Khabib's kind of giving the UFC an ultimatum.
Yeah, man. If they don't bring his boy back in, if they don't bring his boy back in, he's like, I'm fucking quitting. And yesterday or like 2 days ago, 50 Cent.
50 Cent, yeah, he's
said, I'll pay you $2 million to fight at Bellator, which is very interesting.
But did you see that Khabib responded and he said, "Send me location."
Yeah, he was there. He did like a quick video, Khabib, also with like Mayweather's promoter, the guy with the fucking glasses, the guy who's always wearing stunner shades. He did something with him, like where he just like talked to Mayweather. It's like, let's fight, man. I'm undefeated MMA.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen, but it's just,
nobody's want to watch that.
I don't think it'll happen either, but like it'll be interesting.
Oh,
fucking hey, Luke Rockhold versus Chris Weidman too is also happening at UFC 230. Forgot about that.
At 230?
Yeah. So remember, that's like
the MSG.
They're having like a little mini like middleweight Grand Prix that night, technically. Yeah. Sosa's going against David Branch. Derek Brunson's going against Israel Adesanya.
Oh yeah,
the last airbender, the last style bender, should I say?
That is right.
Lando Venata's fighting that night. Yeah, I was just like, I just wanted to look at the card real quick to make sure there wasn't any like big fights that we missed. Sajara Eubanks. Yeah, you're right. I did call her Sasha Eubanks. Funny.
Oh yeah, at one point, Yoel was gonna fight Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
They rescheduled that. Yeah, that's a nice. That's actually a pretty big fight for Israel Adesanya. I like him. He put on quite a show against. Who is it that he fought?
I don't remember.
Damn it.
Who did he fight? I can't quite remember either.
It was the headlining that card. God damn it. Now I feel like an idiot because I forget.
I'm just gonna. Excuse me. Goodness.
It was Brad Tavares. Yeah.
There you go.
And he put on a clinic.
He made him look like a fool.
Beat the shit out of that man.
Yeah. But,
so I'm excited to see, and he's been talking trash with Derek Brunson on and off. So.
I did. Yeah. Him and Brunson have been talking mad shit.
He's been trying to get that fight. He's just trying to get, and he's playing it smart. He's like going with, he's going against, he's trying to find guys that he thinks will be a good matchup and that are like higher ranked. So he's like slowly like, all right,
I'm very excited.
This guy, I'm gonna call it that guy.
I'm actually really excited for Rockhold and Weidman.
And I heard him on JRE's.
Oh yeah,
pretty smart guy.
I'm really excited for like Rockhold and Weidman just because their first fight, it was just, I thought it was like a really great middleweight fight. It was really gritty. It was really like they were fucking each other up, and they were both sick. Like they were both. I think like I forget what Weidman had. I think he had something broken, or he was sick or something like that. Luke Rockhold had like either staph or like
something before the fight. Yeah,
but they were both essentially fighting each other like sick patients, and it was still a really gritty, still like a really fucking not a wild fight. I think I want to see what happens now when they're both healthy, and I want to see how how it all goes down.
So Weidman just needs to not throw a spinach shit.
There you go. Doing that spinach shit. Oh, we're doing spinach shit now. Well, now we're doing spinach shit.
That's right. Listen, leave that kind of stuff to the John Jones and the
Conor McGregors of the world.
Yeah.
The Edson Barbosas.
Yeah, the Edson Barbosas.
Lando Venadas, if you will. But
if your name's like Chris Weidman or Chael Sonnen, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
That's the next.
That was like a weird thing yesterday. Chael Sonnen he didn't throw a spinning shit, but he tried to do this. He tried to like do this rolling maneuver with Fedor, and it was really weird to me.
I think I remember that. I think that fucked him up.
Because I think he wanted to get in a position where I think he was on his back. Because he had Fedor's back, but I think it was he was on his back, but Fedor was like on all fours.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wanted to get into a position where he was on his back, having Fedor's back.
Right.
Now that's the best. That's like the best position you can have, right? Because the guy you're on your back, you have full control. This guy doesn't really have. He can't really do anything. He's just kind of on your back like a fucking like you're a turtle.
Yeah.
And he tried to, but he had such a dominant position. He was on his back. I don't know why he tried to do that shit. Just take it easy, Joe. It's getting a little too anxious.
That was funny. We keep forgetting also about UFC Moncton. Volkan Ozdemir versus Anthony Smith. That's going to be
it's going to be interesting.
October 27th. About 2 weeks.
Anthony Smith is
it's their first event in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. Yeah, Volkan Ozdemir versus Anthony Smith. Yeah, Anthony Smith is on the company lightweight division. It looks like here they found a replacement for Artem Lobov. Looks like Artem Lobov is going to be fighting Michael Johnson now. I don't think
what?
Yeah, I don't think it's been finalized, but that's what I'm like. I just saw something about that I think he might be fighting Michael Johnson, Artem Lobov. I mean, they took off what's his face, Tukogov.
The Artem's like, keep him in on. He needs his punishment.
It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens the next couple of days with this whole. I mean, now I think starting the 15th, Conor and Khabib are like suspended for 10 days.
Yeah, they're suspended until the 15th, and then after that, they're going to receive their
suspended indefinitely or some shit.
The suspensions, depending on whatever
they're like talking.
NSAC says.
There's like fucking whispers saying that they might give Khabib 12 to 18 months suspension. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like Mike Tyson bit someone's fucking ear off and he got 5 months. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that doesn't. It'll be fine. You'll be all right. And that was an even worse riot than like what the fuck Khabib and Dylan Dennis did.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen because
I really don't know.
Is Khabib really trying to retire? If so, he doesn't care. But he's kind of talking like he's not going to retire. He's talking like the whole thing where he's saying like, bring this guy back, or I'm not going to fight, or maybe he's just using that to leverage. He's like, I'm going to help my guy out.
Absolutely,
I'll fight if they let him.
I could definitely see him doing that. I mean, it's very evident that for them, like the whole, their brothers and their training partners, that's like a very big important thing to Khabib. Obviously, because Conor was talking that shit, and then Khabib made him look like a fool. But
that would be crazy if Khabib's like, nah, fuck you, I'm going to Bellator. Bellator's like, we'll pay to get you out of your contract or something.
If it goes to Bellator,
boom, boom, boom.
I hope they bring back Ben Askren. That'd be pretty fucking crazy. If they bring back Ben Askren,
that'd be an interesting fight. Those are both Khabib crazy wrestlers.
At Bellator, that'd be fucking nuts. That'd be so cool. Oh my god, that'd be great.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Oh,
he's still under contract with ONE FC, but I think ONE FC said like they're willing to do something like.
Oh yeah, right. And Bellator was like, but
it's got to be for the right fight.
That would be pretty crazy though. Let's say Khabib signs Bellator, one championship has Ben Askren, If they maybe they win titles or some shit like that, champion versus champion, that would be fucking huge. That'd be big.
I mean, Khabib would have no problem beating whoever's lightweight champion. Right now it's the guy got Primus. He's gonna fight Michael Chandler again.
It seems like 50 won't have 2 years. It seems like 50 won't have a problem with paying for it and financing the fight. So that should be cool. Oh, another thing.
Got all that vitamin water money. Or doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it.
He was bankrupt. Filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
I was talking to my boys about that yesterday, actually, and they were like, "But I thought he was poor." I'm like, "No. He filed for a particular kind of bankruptcy, so I think he wouldn't have to pay something, or a particular kind of tax or some shit like that." I think.
Fuck, who was it? It was someone who was trying to sue him. I feel like it was
was a woman.
Rick Ross's baby mom or something?
I think so. Yeah, she was trying to sue him or something like that. He filed for bankruptcy. So
he's like, "I got no money."
Yeah, he's like, "Sorry, ho." I ain't taking my money. But yeah, man, that'd be really friggin' pretty crazy. Khabib, they don't bring him back to the UFC and he goes and he fights elsewhere. That'd be pretty fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, because he was being sued over the revenge porn. He was ordered to pay $5 million to a woman who sued over a sex tape. Yeah, I think that was the thing with Rick Ross. Yeah, Rick Ross's ex.
Whatever happened to Rick Ross? Who cares?
I don't know.
This is an MMA podcast.
Maybach music.
Samurai shit.
All right, so
that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's for
good right now.
Kind of good for this week.
Another quick FYI.
When is Moncton, by the way?
Moncton, October 27th.
Okay, so the week after.
It's the last weekend of
October. My birthday's next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout outs to what was it? Sunday, Saturday? What day?
Friday.
Next
Friday.
All right. Yeah, that's right. We got to do something about that. We got to go nuts, man. We got to go crazy. The big 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big 3-1.
The big 3-1.
The big 3-1. It's a big deal.
You're getting old.
Yeah. Everybody, happy birthday to our fellow co-host here, Eamon, a.k.a.
Yeah, next week I'll be a year older.
A.k.a.
Well, technically I'll be 7 days older, but I'll be officially a year older than I am today. Anyway, sort of, and a number. That's weird, because I'm not going to be a year older next week. I'm just going to...
You're going to be a week older.
I'll be a week older, but my age will be
a
year older.
Wait, why?
I don't even know why I'm thinking about that.
I don't know. Yeah, me neither. That's not even important. But
which came first, the chicken or the egg?
We're
gonna sit here and talk for another hour about
the chicken.
Where did the chicken come from?
Well, an egg can't be produced. The only way an egg can be produced is by a particular protein that chickens make.
Yeah, but who made the chicken? How did the chicken come to be?
I don't know, but there can't be an egg before there's a chicken. Apparently.
But chickens that come from eggs.
It's scientifically impossible for there to be an egg before.
Isn't it scientifically impossible for a chicken to just appear?
Yeah, I should. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna go back to the science university and give back my doctrine that I got from them, because scientists get doctrines, right? That's what they get. I don't fucking know. I didn't go to college. Real quick, our Instagram page. We're not really doing the whole news anymore. We're not really doing news updates or anything like that. We never really wanted.
Boring, right?
We never really wanted to do the journalistic thing. Ariel Helwani exists, so there's no reason for any other guy to be a journalist in MMA.
We're bowing out gracefully out of respect for Ariel Helwani.
Sure.
Because we don't want to give him problems. We know we've been gaining traction, and we don't want to take food out of his kids' mouths.
That sounds like a little horseshit, I believe. Yeah. We never really wanted to do the whole just straight up journalist thing and just announcing news and stuff, but we're gonna take a different approach with the social media page. Let people know about it. We're gonna just start posting up old school Pride, WEC, Strike.
We're just gonna have more fun with shit.
More fun with it. Maybe if a new we'll still do fight announcements, not as formatted as we did before, but we'll have stories, random tweets. Sometimes if it has something to do with something that was announced during the day, maybe I'll post up a funny photo this and that. But yeah, we're taking a different avenue, making things a little bit more funny. Gonna get a little more silly with things. Gonna put our personalities out there and see if you people like it. You probably won't, but who cares? Make your own podcast.
Throw some dick pics on our Patreon page.
And if you don't like it, get your own goddamn
subscribe.
Podcast.
$5 a month.
What? $5? My dick pic is worth more than that.
It's every month though.
My dick pic is worth more than that.
Didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah. Well, you did. Well, anyway. But yeah, and we're also going to try to keep our combos to a short, like 30, 40 minutes. Today was a little longer. We went on for like an hour, almost an hour, but, I had to take a poop in the beginning of the show. And I think we didn't come until 12:10. So there's that. But yeah, I think we're good to sign off now.
Yeah.
Isn't that? So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed us once again. You can catch this episode and all of our past episodes on our YouTube page. Just go to YouTube and find us at 3 Quarter Guard.
Yeah, just search 3 Quarter Guard.
Search us at 3 Quarter Guard on Instagram to see all our stupid and funny pics that we're going to start putting up. And yeah, if you know any friends of yours that want to listen to a couple of guys talk shit about MMA who think they know what they're talking about, tune in every Sunday at noon for the 3 Quarter Guard podcast. I am the aforementioned E-Moneybags, E-Bundles, E-Stacks, E-40. This is Eamon. We'll see you next week.
Later, bitches.